What is going on, faithful? It is your boy Niner Sickness with the Niner Sickness podcast late talk show. I got a guest with me. A lot of you know him. A lot of you may not. Wonderful guy, very knowledgeable of his football. And we're just going to chop it up, man. It's a late football. 49er, we're going to talk a little bit about the Packers and Niners, what went right, what went wrong. And we're going to get into it a little bit, maybe talk a little bit about the Seahawks. But this guy's a great guest. I had him on my show before. I've known this guy for over a year and a half, maybe a little bit longer, and swag guy. So with no further ado, let me go ahead and bring him in here. Give me a second. What is going on, Bashar?
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing great, brother. I'm doing great. Glad to have you on the show, bro, on this late. We're going to talk a little bit of football. We got Panor already in here saying hello. He goes, I thought it was, somebody stole my song, but we're not going to say who. It's all good. And then they're trying to blame it on me that I stole it the other way around. I'm like, no. Check out my videos, over a year old. So, but we're not going to mention who it was. So I'm always up late. What's up, Niner Sickness? What's up, Brent Brooklyn? How you doing, brother? Welcome to the stream. We got a Facebook user. Do me a favor, add your name towards the end of the comment. If you're using Facebook, unless you allow eCam to show your name, it won't. So I don't know who you are. Niner, welcome, says Niner Minded. So what's going on, brother? How you been? What you been up to? And before we get into the game, man, how you been and what you been up to, brother?
Been pretty good. Just obviously watched the Niners on Sunday and was a bit disappointed like everybody else was.
Yeah.
And also earlier today, I had Jamie Winborn on at 6:00. So that was a lot of fun.
Oh, did you?
First time interviewing. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I thought you knew about it. I was putting it up everywhere.
I had him as a guest, bro, and I completely forgot, and I dissed him, and I didn't mean to.
What happened?
We set up a time, and I completely forgot.
Oh,
and he was texting me, hey, bro, we're doing the show, and I'm like, a day later, I'm like, oh man. So I didn't want to. I didn't want to ask him again, bro.
Oh man, yeah, why not, man? You never know, man. He's really
I didn't do it purposely, but.
Yeah, I got you.
So you had him on your show? I didn't know that. I wish. Oh, you know what? I did. You did. I did see it. I just didn't.
I was putting it out on the. I didn't want to put.
I seen it on Twitter. I think.
People know. Yeah, I put it on Twitter like twice. Mm-hmm. Had it on my Instagram, my YouTube. Yeah, it was a really cool guy. The only problem was his he had some major connection issues. So that from time to time he's talking and telling stories, and his sound is slowing down, and but other than that, it was a good interview. He did a really good job, and I had a ton of questions for him, and he answered each and every single one of them with no problem.
Wonderful, so man. Yeah, he seems like he has a great personality. Great guy. Retired. You can tell he has quite a bit of time on his hands. I talked to him back and forth on Facebook. He's very cool dude, man. I just did him wrong, not intentionally, but I felt bad. So I'm like, so I went and hid under a rock. That's probably why I didn't do your show, bro, because I didn't want to. Yeah, but that's a whole different thing, bro. I fought this, and I'm a big guy, and I fought this small. So, real quick, let me just welcome Nathaniel James. Hey, Nathaniel James, what's up, brother? This brother here, man, he's amazing. I was on his show. He has a radio show, and he brought me.
Okay.
He brought me on the show. Great show, man. Go ahead and put your information about your show on here, brother, so people can see and tune in, brother, because you guys have a great. They're from Britain.
Okay, cool,
yeah. So, man, they're awesome. 49ers. So right now it's probably like, I don't know, early morning or 1:00 or something over there. So he's at this hour he can come on my shows, but when I go on at 6 or 7, it's late over there. So welcome, by the way, Nathaniel.
He's probably over in the Facebook chat though, because I don't see him on the YouTube chat.
Yeah, he's more on the Facebook chat. Yes.
Okay, that's why I don't see him.
And then he does audio pod, not video. So
okay, regular podcast.
You would have to go onto one of those. You know how you do those audio.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, traditional podcast.
Yeah, exactly. Heavily protection. Good morning. How you doing? Sickness. Did Wilborn? Oh, I know. I shouldn't mention that in the air. Now people are not gonna let me. It wasn't intentional, man. I got busy, and no excuse, but I blame it on old age. I'm watching YouTube on my TV and Facebook on my phone to comment. All right, right on, right on. It says, hey folks, please follow
Oh, I
us
see
on
his
Niners
comment.
Empire Great Britain. That's where you need to
There you go.
follow
Okay,
him.
Niner Empire, Great Britain. I have the YouTube. Well, I have the podcast app for Google Podcasts, and I'll check it out. Maybe I'm looking for him right now. Niner Empire, Great Britain.
Yeah, they talk really. They have a great show, man. So, and then my boy right here, Bashar, man, he has his own podcast as well. Let everybody know about your podcast and where they can reach you and how they can get a hold of you, bro.
Okay, I don't know. Well, obviously, I know the people in the YouTube chat. I recognize their names. They already subscribe me, but the Facebook users probably don't know who I am. It's 49er Minded. I had the name put up on the screen actually, but you didn't. Well, I typed it. There you go. So yeah, just go 49er Minded on YouTube. It's the only 49er Minded on social media that I know of. If you go on Instagram and type 49er Minded, it pops up. You go on Twitter, it pops up. Go on. There's a Facebook group as well. I don't do the broadcast on Facebook, but the broadcasts are only on one platform for now. They're only on YouTube, but we have a lot of fun. I try to get into the minds of 49er fans. Today I had former player Jamie Winborn, like we mentioned earlier. That was a lot of fun. Every once in a blue moon, I'm a big Warriors fan, NBA fan, and every once in a blue moon, I have
Boom.
episodes called Golden State Minded as well. So I had the announcer for the Santa Cruz Warriors on there. His name is Kevin Dana. He's also the fill-in announcer for the Golden State Warriors on the radio, and he did the for the NBA for the Olympic teams for the preliminary games for the Olympic teams with the NBA players and Kevin Durant. He did the NBC broadcast for those games as well. So he's
Really?
a big Pac-12 announcer too. He does almost every sport for Pac-12 for the Pac-12 network. So I was fortunate to have him on. He's actually a friend of mine through a really, really good friend of mine. So I knew him already before I was doing this YouTube stuff, and it was cool to have him on. So yeah. But yeah, I'm going to do some basketball episodes later on because basketball season's coming up too, but it's primarily 49ers more so than anything else.
Yeah, me, I'm this way. I do a channel too, a podcast for the Lakers. I'm a
Oh, you
huge
do?
Yeah, I'm a huge Lakers
I know
fan,
you're a
bro.
Laker fan. I never saw your channel though.
Oh yeah. No, I'm starting in this year. So
Oh, cool.
yeah,
That's
so
cool,
yeah, I
man.
should have said it. I'm
You know what? A
starting
lot
it.
of people don't take advantage of this NBA market. I know. I mean, I know football is like the highest rated, TV show in
Correct.
America, but football on a global, NBA basketball on a global level is definitely there. In America, it's huge as well. So why not? Why shouldn't the podcasters take advantage of that? The YouTubers, there's not much of it out there.
Yeah, exactly, bro. And I love basketball. Basketball actually is my one of my great loves, man. I love football, basketball, and then baseball. So Niners, Lakers, and A's. Matter of fact, my friend's making me a flag with all three of them, so that it'll be back
Oh,
behind me.
cool.
So he's customizing it for me. But yeah, I love basketball. So we can definitely talk some basketball on one of these shows, bro. It'll be fun.
Without a doubt, man.
Nicholas, what's up, Nicholas? Welcome to the stream. It says, boys, do we miss Greenlaw and Verrett? Yeah, we definitely missed Greenlaw and Verrett. You know what? Fred Warner, as good as he is, and you know what? Not everybody's going to have a good game. He had a pretty off game. Off game, especially that PI, bro. That's not like him. Not like him, man. It was just a weird.
It was one of those odd games where everybody was kind of off.
Yeah, it was weird, but you know what, bro? I don't know if you agree with or disagree with, and we'll get into this discussion, Bashar. But I didn't like Kyle Shanahan's play calling. I didn't like what he did, bro.
Oh yeah, there were times where his play calling was questionable, without a doubt. But for me, more so when I was watching the game, I was more about the execution of the play calls. I wasn't really big on the execution, but well, I know exactly. I have a good idea where you're going with Shanahan and his play calling. We'll get to that without a doubt.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I don't know if you
I wasn't big on D'Amico's play calling either, by the way.
well, in fairness, D'Amico did some bad play calls, but it's only third game, bro. As a defensive coordinator, he's adjusting. He's trying to figure his niche. He's trying to figure out what to do as a coordinator. If you remember Robert Saleh, when he took over first year, he was terrible. Second year, he was terrible. He started to get better. But if you recall, the first three games, well, we had a bad team anyway, but still, I'll give him a pass. But Kyle, and we're going to break these down in a few minutes, but What's going on with Kyle and Trey Sermon, bro? Why play him if you're not going to use him? You can tell he doesn't trust him. You can tell it was only because we had no more backs that he was in there. But only 10 snaps, bro. Come on. What do you,
The game, well, the major problem in the very beginning of the first half was the game got off to a terrible start, and we were behind what at 1.17-0. So usually we have our running game dictate the tempo of the game, obviously, right? And I guess we got scared and said, "Hey, oh wow, we're behind Aaron Rodgers. We should be running the ball. We should try to pass the ball." But I mean, was it? How I don't know how many 3-and-outs were there. I lost track. At least it felt like there were 10 3-and-outs at one point, just on a fan level. But
yeah.
yeah, we were behind, and they were scared. We didn't have the run game mentality like we normally do, and it was still, even though we were down by a lot in the beginning, it was still semi early because this is the first half, and why not run the ball here and there to get some drives going. I'm a big Trey Lance guy, so I'm gonna say, hey, throw Trey Lance out there. Maybe he can give us a spark to the offense, but I definitely wanted to see more of Trey Sermon without a doubt. And some 49er fans, for whatever freaking reason, like they love Elijah Mitchell so much, which is fine. I get it, he's a rookie. But then they hate Trey Sermon so much. It's like, dude, he just freaking joined the team, man. Give him a chance to do something. Like, don't hate him because he's not Elijah Mitchell and he didn't have 125 yards in the first game against Detroit. All right, like let's just wait and see, man. Let's just see what's going on. We literally just now, if he plays and gets 10 to 15 carries per game or whatever for the next, for the rest of the season, and he looks terrible and he's fumbling the ball all over the place and getting tackled for negative yards on every other carry, sure, then he gives you a reason to not like him, But yeah, I know some Niner fans, I just think they kill me when they hate players so fast without even seeing what they can do yet.
Yeah, let me. Well, I'm a big Elijah Mitchell fan. I'd rather have Elijah Mitchell.
Oh yeah,
than Trey.
Elijah Mitchell's nice,
but
man. He's
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. They're giving up quickly on Trey. But let me ask you, as you said that the defense, that the game was dictated on not running as much because we fell behind 17-0. But
yeah,
if Elijah Mitchell was healthy and in that game, you're gonna sit there and tell me that the Niners wouldn't have ran the ball more that they did with Sermon?
Maybe we would have. I'm not sure why they didn't do it off the bat. I mean, we're such a run first team anyways. I really don't know what was going on in Shanahan's head, Jimmy wasn't helping.
What's the Green Bay's
Jimmy wasn't helping.
So. Yeah, well, Jimmy shouldn't be throwing 40 times, bro. He threw 40 times. That's insane for Jimmy to throw 40 times against Green Bay. And we only ran the ball. Juice ran the ball. Juice never runs really the ball like that. They utilize.
I saw that.
They don't like Trey Sermon, bro. He's in the doghouse. I don't know what he's done. I know he dropped a pass and he couldn't break. I mean, this is what Shanahan said on the 4th and 1 at the 50-yard line when we punted away. I thought that we lost 2 yards because of Trey Sermon, and so I thought it was 4th and 3 instead of 4th and 1. That's still bogus.
But I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know, man. Maybe Shanahan had his head somewhere else, but I just don't get it. Aren't there people up in the booth that tell him, "Hey,
yes,
it's 4th and 1"? Why aren't you?
That's exactly what I was going to say. Yeah, somebody should have told him. I mean, look at everybody he has. Nobody told him because he's like, I would have went for it on 4th and 1. I thought it was 4th and 3, and then he blamed and he says because I thought that Trey lost 2 yards. It's like negative towards Trey. I mean, I just feel that as a coach, you got to leave your ego at the door. And if this is the running back that you have available, use them. The defense for the Green Bay Packers, one of the things they're weak at is against the run. Once we were not running and they didn't have to worry about the run, they loved it, bro. They love their second, and that pass that Jimmy threw, that it was intercepted by Alexander. That wasn't really on Jimmy. That was a beautiful pass to Kittle. Just Alexander being an all-pro corner that he is, bro. He just went. He was in the right place at the right time and made a play. But I want to ask you, bro, and since it's late, kind of late night, we're just going to freestyle it tonight. Explain to me what your thoughts were when you saw Jimmy get scared and turned around, didn't want to get hit, and then fumbles the ball, which gave the ball to the Packers. They scored a field goal, and we lost by 2 points, right? So, what's your thoughts on that, bro? Let's be honest.
My thoughts. I'm a lot more reserved now, trust me, and a lot more calm now. But if you heard my thoughts on Monday, you'd probably told me to kick me off the show because I'd have dropped about 10 F-bombs in between each sentence. Because that's what I was doing on Monday. Oh my gosh, man. That was I'm just laughing at it now, picturing that play in my head, how it looked. I just don't get and no, this is what I hate. All right. When Jimmy struggles and Jimmy has his moments where he's struggling, I'm not expecting the guy to be perfect every single game, but don't make a bad situation worse than it actually is.
Yeah.
This is what I hate. Okay. When I mention these things, people say, "Oh no, Jimmy's offensive line didn't get him time. They didn't give him time. They didn't give him time." I went back and I watched the highlights and I saw a few of those sacks on the highlights. Takes a snap, 1,000, 1,000. It's almost like 2.5 seconds.
It was gone.
And then he does this weird thing where he, like, once 2 seconds have passed and he doesn't see anybody. I don't know if he needs eye surgery. I don't know what it is. But I don't get how all these other quarterbacks can see people within 2 seconds and he doesn't. And I know somebody's got to be open in Shanahan's system. You go back and watch the film, and there's always at least one or two guys open.
Because he's not looking at the receivers. He's looking at the defensive lineman coming at his ass.
Maybe. So, and then all of a sudden he just does this weird thing where he takes a few steps, one away and literally walks straight into a D lineman. Like,
yeah.
Come on, man. Yeah. Like, throw the ball away. Just throw the ball away. Throw the ball away. You have another, throw the ball away.
It's like he panics in the pocket, bro, and then he gets sacked.
Yeah, it was reminding me a lot of week 1 against Arizona when he did that little stupid ballerina twirl pirouette or whatever. Like when he did that thing where he turned around and threw the ball down, we're just like, dude, you just did a backward pass. That's a backward pass is a fumble. It's a lateral.
Yep.
I don't know, but I hate to. I don't want to sound like I'm mean, and because Jimmy fans were just we're cussing at me half the day today on Facebook. So all because I pointed out some things I didn't like, but whatever, man.
Yeah. Well, let's get a couple of questions and then we'll comment later on that. It says, Facebook says, do you guys think that you should have gone down on the 2-yard line on the last TD instead of scoring? Gone down. We needed to score to win. If you're referring to when we scored and we finally took the lead, we were not just trying to kill the clock unless you wanted to run more timeout, but when you're that close, and the thing about, it's not like our offense was gelling. It's not like we were just moving the ball at free will and we were struggling offensively. So they needed to punch that ball in. So I commend Juice for getting in there when he got in there. And let's be honest, 37 seconds with no timeouts. And then, I'm not one that likes excuses, Bashar, but let's keep it real. This officiating group were bad. They were bad. They made some bad calls, but especially when Aaron Rodgers was trying to get downfield to try to get a field goal kicked, which he did. On one of those plays, I believe it was the second one, the guard got held. The defender got held by the guard.
Ran a stunt in the middle.
Yeah, by number 67.
Yeah.
That would have been
56.
That would have been 10. That would have been 10-yard penalty. They would have taken 10 because it was under 2 minutes. 10 minutes would have ran off the clock.
Mm-hmm.
And it would have been another down. So, and they missed it, bro. So, and that was a clean throw.
There were throughout the game. There were a couple, maybe at least 2 of those pass interference calls that were called at one point during the game. Maybe should have been called, and obviously they missed. They whiffed big time on that non-holding call. It was kind of reminiscent of the Super Bowl when on that Tyreek Hill play when Mahomes threw the Tyreek Hill. And getting held like crazy. It was almost like that,
Yeah, it was terrible. The calls were the PIs were terrible, and then the calls that should have been made weren't.
Okay, I'm going to mention one more thing too, because you did mention that there was 37 seconds left on the clock. This goes back to Jimmy again. So I don't know who to blame on this. Now, I'm assuming Kyle Shanahan, being the offensive genius he is, would have told Jimmy, "Hey guys, let the play clock wind down before you snap the ball. It helps. It gives Aaron Rodgers less time, assuming we score a touchdown. And here we go. Jimmy's under center.
But
13 seconds left of the play clock, takes a snap, and then throws it to Juszczyk. Juszczyk gets a touchdown. People were complaining at Juszczyk saying he should have got the touchdown. For me, when you have that full head of steam, I don't see how you could just go and take a knee at the 1 yard line. I don't see how you do it. I'm okay with him getting the touchdown, but I just wish Jimmy would just let freaking 10 seconds run off the clock before he snapped the ball. That's all.
yeah, my point to that, bro, is again, we were struggling offensively. We weren't. It's not like we were moving the football efficiently. We weren't running the game very well. They were just trying to get the ball into the end zone. I don't know if they were concerned about. I hear what you're saying, and you make a valid point. But I think at that point they were not even worried about how much time was going to be left for Mr. Aaron Rodgers. They were just more, can we get the ball into the end zone and score? Because if we don't score, game over. We need to score. Mm-hmm. And that was the mentality they had. We need to score. And they did that. So for everything that Jimmy did wrong, listen, I'm not pooping on Jimmy. I like Jimmy. But Jimmy makes some bonehead plays as well. And I'm not going to sugarcoat things. I'm not going to sit there and just talk positive. If there's things to talk about negative, I'm going to do it, bro. And I know you do the same thing, Bashar. You give credit where credit is due, and you'll talk about and criticize where criticism is due as well. And Jimmy he got us the win. But even in that last drive, he got bailed out twice, one by Kittle and one by Debo. Mm-hmm. It wasn't a clean slate into that touchdown.
And didn't the refs help us out at one point too?
Yeah, the refs helped us out too. So it wasn't like Jimmy was just all suddenly playing like an all-pro. He still struggled. Now, the whole situation about Trey Lance, people say just put him in. He can't do no worse. He can do the same plays that Jimmy does, but mentally, I don't think he's not quite there yet. Physically, we know he's there, but mentally, he's not quite there yet. And look at the rookies that have been starting. They've been playing like trash. They haven't been getting better. You get Justin Fields' first game against the Browns. Like, wow, what a way to start, right? He got his butt whipped. Do you think that builds his confidence? That's going to tear up his confidence. So, I don't know. I want to get your perspective, Bashar. I know you're a Trey Lance fan. So am I. I wanted him drafted before Justin Fields or anyone else. That was my man crush before the draft. But I don't know if he's ready to come in now. What's your thoughts on that point?
Okay, so I like Trey Lance a lot. Obviously, I'm not gonna try to sugarcoat it or whatever. Yeah, I want to say what's up to Monica. She's over in the chat. She said what's up.
Yep.
Yeah. So Trey Lance. This is my argument about Trey Lance, or this is my complaint about Trey Lance. So Shanahan kind of hinted to us that it wasn't necessarily going to be a 2-quarterback offense, but you may kind of see Trey Lance sprinkled in the same way Taysom Hill is sort of sprinkled in within the offense. Now, hopefully, that would have meant it wouldn't have been as gimmicky. Hopefully, it would have meant that Trey Lance would have taken snaps under center, or just we would see him air the ball out here and there too if he was going to be sprinkled in. But it's like Jimmy G plays the whole game, and then you see Trey Lance on 2 plays. That's not my idea of Trey Lance getting his feet wet for somebody that they said that, oh, he missed a whole year of football and we need to get him out there and get him reps, blah, 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 if we're trying to develop him. So, that's one strike on Kyle, because we were kind of misled that we were going to see a whole lot more Trey Lance in these first 3 games, and we barely ever seen him out there. That's my first strike. Now, I'm not saying, hey, make him the starting quarterback right away. Sure. In a perfect world, I'd love to see Trey Lance this is the starting quarterback, but I think the only way Trey Lance gets a full start is if Jimmy just goes out there and stinks it up and throws a few picks here and there, and he just really stinks it up and looks bad. But my thing is, at least put him in it. I think he helps give our offense a spark. Teams have to account for him in the run game, so it becomes 11 on 11, like everybody says, and the lane's open. You put Trey Lance out there, and then the running lanes, I think, will open for the running backs, and I think that's definitely a plus. Why not have him out there? And he's excellent at play action. He's in college. He proved he was really good at play action. So, yeah, we saw Fields go out there, and they chose the wrong game to make Fields the quarterback, because he takes the snap, boom, Myles Garrett. I don't know who their left tackle is. He must be the worst left tackle in the NFL, the Chicago Bears. Miles Garrett, they take a step, and Miles Garrett's in the back already, like
Yep.
has like 10 steps in the backfield already. Like, there's no way any quarterback could have succeeded with that kind of pressure. And 9 sacks is just ridiculous. I think Fields is hell of a talent, though. I liked what I saw from him in the preseason, and I don't really see him failing. But you're right, though. That could do something to your confidence, not only to his confidence, but that could have injured him for the season, getting hit that many times. So Jimmy really has to show out, though. We're playing against a pissed off Seattle team. We're gonna be at home, which helps. But for all the Jimmy defenders that they get mad at me and get mad at everybody else for pointing out his faults, I'm sorry if a quarterback throws the ball too high and gets his receiver killed on half of his throws, or if he's staring down the DBs the whole time before he makes the throw, or if he's doing that and then throwing the ball slow. What happened to Jimmy's quick release? That's what I know. Where's his quick release at?
Yeah.
He was throwing the ball extremely slow and staring down the receiver. You can't do that in the NFL, man.
Yep.
You can't.
Absolutely agree with you 100%. And he's to me, it seems like ever since he got injured in 2018, he hasn't been the same quarterback mentally, man. And he has his ups and downs. And I don't know. I mean, I'm not opposed to not bringing Trey Lance into the fold. Get a spark. I mean, but being 2-1, still not falling behind. Now, let me ask you. I think this. I'll ask you the question, then I'll give you my answer first, and then I'll listen to your question. But the question is, if we lose to Seattle and Arizona, and we go through the bye week, do we start Trey Lance and get rid of Jimmy? I think we do. Not get rid of Jimmy, but sit him down.
I got you. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if Lance at least gets one start after, if worse comes to worse, these next 2 weeks. So we'll see. Jimmy's better. I mean, remember when they said that when we drafted Trey Lance, and they said, "Oh, well, how did Jimmy take it?" Oh, well, Jimmy wasn't happy. Jimmy was mad. Jimmy wasn't happy. Jimmy was mad when we got Trey Lance, but we like it when he's mad. We like it when he's angry. Like, and then everybody's like, "Ooh, wow!" Like, and then they said, "Oh, Jimmy's having the best camp." And like, okay, wow. Then the Jimmy fans are like, "Yeah, man, Jimmy G's gonna have the best year he's ever gonna have. He's gonna win the Super Bowl." And then everybody's saying he's gonna win the Super Bowl and take us to the Super Bowl. Like, what have we seen? Week 1, he looked pretty good. People, even it was funny though, because even on that deep ball he had in the Detroit Lions game, people were like, "Oh, wow, that was an amazing play." But then others were like, "Okay, well, the ball was kind of up for grabs, and Debo made an amazing play on it." To Jimmy's credit, he got the ball off in time before getting sacked. I give him credit for that, at least on that play. But in general, other than that Detroit game, we haven't seen a different Jimmy. It's reminded me a whole lot of the Jimmy I saw last year that had me furious. So, and it's not going to look good against Seattle and Detroit. And the thing is, even though Seattle lost these last 2 games, whenever they play us, all that goes out the window. It's as if we're playing the best Seattle team that's ever been there since the freaking Legion of Boom days or something. So Jimmy's got his work cut out for him.
Something about playing the divisional games, no matter what team is struggling or not, it's always going to be a dogfight between divisional play because they know each other so well. They know what Jimmy does. Listen, we struggled against one quarterback and one receiver, Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams. Now we're going to be facing a good quarterback and 2 good receivers, and Russell Wilson, DK Metcalf, and what's the name of the other receiver they have over there? Can't think of his name right now, but he's pretty Lockett. He's a pretty good receiver. So, what do you think the Niners secondary need to do, man? I know people are talking about Kirkpatrick. I think he's trash. I know we just signed another corner. People are mad that we didn't go for Richard Sherman, but what is really Richard going to do on our defense, bro?
What does the secondary need to do? I'm going to say a prayer. I don't know. Pray that they don't get hurt, at least. I like Norman. I thought Norman looked pretty decent out there. I like Lenore's promise. These guys aren't terrible or anything like that. They're okay. They're not bad. But, yeah, it just sucks that we keep getting hurt at that position, at the last position we need to be getting hurt at with Verretta. And then Mosley all throughout training camp was barely around because he I don't know, he was nursing some knee injury or something, and Mosley finally played this past game. But yeah, it's been a whole debacle with the cornerbacks and the secondary and something. We need to do something. I don't know what we picked up that Buster Screen guy. I heard he's not even that good, so it's kind of funny. And then everybody was mad that we didn't trade for C.J. Henderson from the Jaguars.
Oh, that guy's
And when
a
I
nut.
initially
That guy's a nutcase, though, bro.
C.J. Henderson, yeah, I didn't really know much about him, but I'll take your word for it.
Yeah,
But the thing
me.
is Trent Baalke really going to trade with the 49ers? Trent
That's
Baalke's
another good point.
Jaguars.
Yeah, he's pissed.
We
yeah.
we embarrassed.
Yeah, we got rid of him. We threw him to the curb.
Yeah, we kicked him to the curb, so he's not going to be making trades with us. I'm sorry, especially with the regime that he got kicked out of. So yeah.
Yeah. That's a solid point. He got kicked to the curb, which he deserved to get kicked anyway. But to your point,
oh yeah,
he was not. But the thing is, I got a good friend of mine. He's a podcaster, and he's a big time Jaguars fan, and he's breaking it down. And he told me, if I asked him, if the Niners go after Henderson, what's your thoughts? He's like, hey, I don't like the Niners, but I wouldn't want him to go to the Niners. I'm like, why? He's a nutcase, man. He's just hard to work with, hard to coach. He doesn't listen, gets into fights, and he broke it down, bro. So I'm like, oh man, we don't need that. But then the Bulky situation is correct. Even if he was he's a good player on the field, but even if he was mentally good, we wouldn't have had a chance because Balky's pissed off that we sent him packing without his luggage, and he was not about to help us out, bro. So you're right.
Yeah,
there.
I think it was the last game of the season, and then and then like right before the game starts, they're like, oh, Trent Baalke got fired.
Yep. Hey guys, real quick, make sure to hit the like button. What I like to call is wipe your feet. Make sure you wipe your feet by hitting that like button. On YouTube, if you're watching me on YouTube, smash that like button. Support the channel. I truly appreciate it. Optimistic Vision says, it's time, trade time. I was Team Jimmy, and he's a okay quarterback, but it's time for our future to be under center. Number 5. Response to that, Mr. Bashar.
Okay, yeah. So in terms of having Trey Lance be your quarterback, people complain and they say, oh, he might not be ready. He's not ready. My argument is this: what more how is it possible? So if Trey Lance goes out there and he makes mistakes, let's say, Jimmy's making mistakes too. So it's not like it's not like we're not having mistakes at the quarterback position, anyways. But in my opinion, let Lance get his mistakes out of the way. This is a learning. It's a learning. He's going to be learning on the job. But with Lance, even if you have the mistakes, you get more pop, you get more wild plays. You get the play action pass with the deep ball down the field. You get the 20-yard scramble. You just get the eye-opening plays. And those are plays that can break a team's back and get you down in scoring position. So I don't know. I just think that Lance goes in there. Once he shakes off the cobwebs, you're going to be seeing him throw deep bombs to Ayuk, deep bombs to Debo. Sherfield, we're going to see Sherfield. Where has Sherfield been these few weeks with Jimmy G in the lineup? Where has Sherfield been? We all know he's talented. I don't think he's better than Ayuk, but we all know he's talented.
And he'll definitely be used by Trey.
I think so too, man. I mean, hey, I'm totally okay with Trey Lance being in there. When they think he's ready to go, and it's Jimmy's job to say. It's Jimmy's turn to say, hey, I'm going to grab the bull by the horns. This is my job. I'm the quarterback. Trey Lance isn't going to get on the field. So he's had every opportunity to do that. But if he's going to keep having those games where he looks scared and has terrible ball placement, throws balls late, and on top of that, when he's doing all these late passes and all these poor passes, they're only 2 yards and 5-yard passes. Like they showed the chart of where Jimmy was throwing. Everything was the middle of the field. Just like it was last year. Everything was towards the middle of the field. And then if you watch the all 22s or the highlights, you'll see them just crowd around the middle of the field. And we can't be predictable like that. Come on, we got to be dynamic, man.
Exactly, bro. Exactly.
Ken Norton Jr. over here.
I had to stand up, bro. My back.
Stand up.
I had to stand up.
Move, you move. Stand up.
Stand up. Yes, exactly. But yeah, bro. You know what? So let me ask you. Since we're in the Trey Lance conversation. You're saying at this for what you've seen from Jimmy so far, you're saying that we have better chances to make the playoffs with Trey than we did with Jimmy.
Playoffs? You're
Don't
talking
talk
about
about no playoffs.
playoffs? Okay, so before the season started, and this is assuming Jimmy G was the quarterback, I said 10-7. We lost one. We still might be 10-7 at the end of the day, but what kills me is all these stupid injuries, especially the cornerback position. So unless Jimmy wakes up and starts playing better, who knows? I mean, yeah, it's hard to say with if you change the quarterback at this point. I mean, we'll see, man. If we do make it, we barely squeak in. How about that? But
So would
it's
you
gonna be
rather
tough.
miss the playoffs?
Our division is so tough, man.
Yeah. Would you rather miss the playoffs and see Trey play and learn, or would you rather make the playoffs with Jimmy?
Good question. I still want to make the playoffs, though. I just think I think Trey Lance is going to be there next year, anyways. He's not going anywhere. It's not like if Trey Lance doesn't play this year that we lose him, right?
Correct.
I think Trey Lance takes over anyways. I think he's going to be pretty good next year, and we'll be fine. So yeah, sure. I want to make the playoffs. I don't want to miss the playoffs, and yeah, you can build on that at least.
Great answer, bro, and I love that because that answer right there, bro, tells me that you put the team first. I mean, you love Trey.
Without a doubt, I love the 49ers.
You want to see Trey,
man.
but you know the symbol that we carry is the SF, which you have in your hat, the 49ers. And that's what we pride in, is the team. Now, we have our likes of individual players. We like certain players. But overall, it's all about the team. So your response, I loved it, bro, because some people will say, I'd rather miss the playoffs and just watch Trey. Well, that tells me that they're just focused on Trey and watching him play, enjoy his play. But if you have the opportunity to make the playoffs, and of course, people can say, well, it doesn't mean that we start Trey, we can't make the playoffs. No, it doesn't. But let's be realistic. Jimmy has gotten us to the playoffs before. Trey hasn't. Can he do it? Probably. Is it a certain for sure? I don't know. That's a question, $1 million question. So to your point, I'd rather start and go with Jimmy and make the playoffs than now you got me stuck with what's his name? Playoffs. I'll talk about me now. Playoffs. What was his name? Coach of the Colts? Jim Mora. Yeah. A lot of people don't know that his son was a defensive coordinator for us.
I remember. Yeah, Jim Mora Jr. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, a lot of the young.
Then he went out to coach UCLA, and
did terrible, by the way.
He was a good DB coach, though.
Yes, some people just are not good coaches.
I think he was a good DC too, if I'm not mistaken, but definitely a good DB coach. I remember. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Brent Berkland.
Go ahead and read it out, bro.
Okay. This is for you, Brent Berkland. If Jimmy has two turnovers, like slur my words. If Jimmy has two turnovers next two games, like he does versus Green Bay after the bye week, I could definitely see Lance be the quarterback, or at least play more and get more playing time. I would always want to make the playoffs. Oh yeah, that's the goal, man. We want to reach the postseason. It sucked not making the playoffs last year, without a doubt.
Yeah, it was bad.
Can I say one more thing real quick?
Yeah, of course. No, you can't, bro. No, you can't.
Pinor says this a lot, and I think it's very true. And I had people talk bad about me, like, oh, all you do is talk bad about Jimmy G. You don't say anything bad about anything else. Like, no, not true. I call it as I see it. So if Trey Lance goes out there and looks like the worst quarterback that we've ever drafted, guess what? You're going to hear from me, and I'm going to say, hey, maybe he's not ready, So, it's like, sure, he's going to have a longer leash, obviously, because he's young, he's a rookie, and he's just starting out. Jimmy's been in the league since 2014 now. Come on.
Yep.
2014. So, of course, Jimmy's going to get criticized. And who's making more money? Jimmy's getting paid $27 million. I forgot what we're paying Trey Lance, but still
nowhere near
rookie salary. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I'm critical of other players. I just don't like it how we're not allowed to criticize Jimmy G. Why not? Why not? Is he God or something?
Yeah. Hey, listen, I would criticize Joe Montana, Steve Young if they made a bonehead play. The thing about content creators, bro, I don't like people that are homers that, number 80, Jay Rice, he's the best receiver, which he is. But he made some bonehead plays, and if he was still playing, he would have made a bonehead play. I would have talked about it. Like I said, you give credit for those that deserve the credit, and you criticize those that need to be criticized. You want to keep it real. At least with me, you want to keep it real. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. People don't like my show; they don't have to tune in. But I'm not going to sit there and start watching what I say because I don't want to offend anybody. I'm going to speak my mind, and if you get offended, it's not intentional. It's not something that I want to do, but I'm not going to walk on eggshells either. I'm going to speak my mind, and people may disagree, and that's fine. But the whole thing about being a creator is you have your opinions, and not everybody's going to agree with your opinions. Some people will, some people won't, but it's okay. Can we all agree to disagree? I mean, I'm pretty sure there's things in the 49ers football that me and you, Bashar, probably won't agree on, but we're probably going to agree on a lot of other things. So I don't know what your perspective is, bro, in your show, if you keep it 100 real, whether the viewers like it or not, or do you kind of sugarcoat based on who your viewers are? Putting you in
I
the
try
spot,
my
baby.
Yeah, I definitely try to keep it real with it 100%. Now, I may not elaborate on it as much. I may not come across with my Jimmy rants as much sometimes, depending on who the guest is. Mainly because it's like a two-way deal in the conversation. And one way, we're going back and forth, and if the other guy is not really saying much about Jimmy, and I'll say a little bit, and then we'll just move on to the next thing. So I won't. There are times where I don't elaborate on it as much, but I'm not gonna sit there. I'm not gonna sit there one show and say, "Oh, Jimmy G's a top 5 quarterback. He should be our quarterback for the next 10 years. He's taking us to the Super Bowl this year, and we're winning it. And we're going all the way with Jimmy." I'm not gonna sound like a Jimmy lover overnight or anything like that. God forbid.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I hear you. And again, I'm not talking completely bad about Jimmy. Jimmy's not a bad quarterback. Is he great? No. Is he elite? No. He's not nowhere in the same group with Aaron Rodgers. Let's just say, for example, we had Aaron Rodgers on our side of the ball. Would we win that game easily? And we know we would have. But
Oh yeah.
it's Jimmy. It's good. He can manage the game. He does some good things for us. But if you look at the bad and you look at the positive, it seems like you've been getting more negative about Jimmy than positive. Yeah, he fought through. Yes, he did what he had to do to win. But listen, somebody mentioned this. I forgot who it was. I think it was Chaplin. I don't know if you guys watch him or not, but the dude,
Chapman.
John Chaplin, he's a really cool dude. I love his show. He said, like, if I went to your house, Bashar, and I started your house on fire, I lit it on fire. Then I went and then I turned off. I stopped the fire, right, and I stop it from burning. Are you going to sit there and say thank you for stopping my house from burning? Or are you going to be like, you're an SOB for starting the house on fire? You see?
Well, so, I didn't expect John Chapman to go that deep on that one.
Yeah, he did. And he goes, to his point is,
I need to watch
Jimmy started the fire the first quarter, and he was able to come back and take control of the fire, but he still started it. So it was his job to do what he had to do to turn that fire off. I probably didn't say quite the way he did it, but
yeah, I got
pretty close. Yeah,
it was his Monday episode. Was it
Monday rant? Yeah,
I feel so bad because I like his tweets. I comment on his Twitter, but in the off season before the season started, I watched him, and now I just haven't really watched him. And it's like he's so good, he's so underrated. John Chapman's
yes, he's
the
very
nicest
underrated.
guy, the nicest person. He's a God fearing man, and I'm all John Chapman.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Shout out to John Chapman. Oh yeah, his wife's a pastor actually. So
Really?
I'm not sure what did. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I had him on my show, and I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, I kind of had a feeling because when did you ever hear the guy cuss? So
no, I've heard him cuss.
I heard him cuss a couple times here or there. I mean, I cuss a couple times here. Once a blue moon on my show, I try not to cuss just because my friends will tell me, "Hey, I'm watching your podcast I'm watching your show with my son or whatever."
Yeah, exactly. That's the reason why. I don't want them
to think I'm some foul mouthed truck driver. Now, if I'm talking to my friends, sure, I'll be cussing. If I'm not on the air. But I just want to try to keep it. I'm not getting paid. I want to keep it somewhat professional. Well, back to Jimmy, really, really quick. So we all know he's not the Aaron Rodgers type quarterback that's going to wow you and throw for 400 yards and throw for 4 touchdowns. But they say, hey, he's a game manager. But if you're going to go back to being a game manager, you can't be having those turnovers either. So if you take care of the football and you're a game manager, fine, we can squeak by with wins here and there. That's fine, but the problem was Jimmy turned the ball over twice. So Yeah,
One of them wasn't
fire
really
thing
his
is funny.
fault, but the other one was, man. That
So,
fumble,
which one do you think wasn't his fault? The interception?
the interception, yeah. Because that was just
Did you
Alexander
see
being
how
in a good
open?
spot. Huh?
Did you see how open Dwelly was on the left hand side?
No, no, I
Oh,
didn't.
Dwelly was wide open. He had the whole field in front of him. He had
Really?
daylight in front of him,
I got to go back
and
and
he
see
was
that.
only open for like about. He ran like about a 10-yard rant. I say like a 10-yard route, almost like a not a wheel route. It was almost like the Texas route where the fullback comes out of the backfield and just runs straight ahead.
Uh-huh.
I believe that. Correct me if I'm wrong. If anybody else saw it, but Dwelly was open. Like he was probably about 10 yards in front of where the left tackle is, all by himself. It was just like a sea of green, basically. Yeah, and I don't know.
Wow.
I know Jimmy. I know what it is. You're in the play action play, and Kittle's this amazing All Pro player, and you think, hey, we fooled the defense on this play. We're gonna throw a deep bomb in this play. People say I can't throw deep. Well, f that. I'm gonna throw this deep, and we're gonna get a touchdown. And George Kittle's gonna make an amazing play on this. I don't care if there's DBs there. And I like it that Jimmy was aggressive on that play, but you have to see the field, man. Dwelly was wide open on the left hand side, 10 feet in front of where Trent Williams was. So go back and see it. You'll see what I'm talking about.
Exactly. I'm gonna look at it. I did not see that, but I hear you, bro. Yeah, Jimmy just seems like he's not scoping out he's not looking at his progressions very well. I think he's like, I don't almost like anticipating to get hit, and or he's stuck on a receiver, or he trusts a certain receiver, and that's what he wants to throw to, and he forces the ball. I didn't know that. I thought it was, if nobody was open, that was a clean throw to Kittle if it would have happened. But
The other guy made a good play on the ball. I'll give him that. The other
but
dude,
but if this guy Dwally was open, which I did not see and have to look at it again, then you know what, But I mean, I give him credit for throwing the ball deep. We criticize him for not going deep, and then when he does, he throws an interception. But
he didn't go deep again, right? At the
well, no, not at all. Everything underneath 20 yards. And
This is what I hate, though. Yeah. I mentioned this on my podcast with Jamie Winborn, and I mentioned it when we played the Eagles too. If you notice, Jalen Hurts took multiple shots downfield to strike fear in our hearts and scare us. Every time I saw Jalen Hurts throw that deep, I was like, "Oh wow, that's scary! Damn it, that might be a touchdown." And then Jalen Hurts had good deep ball accuracy on those throws too, by the way. But we made great plays on them for the most part. The same thing. Aaron Rodgers throwing the ball deep. Left and right, left and right, left and right. It might have been incomplete. It might have been a PI. Who knows? But why aren't we striking the same fear in other teams' hearts?
Because we have Jimmy.
He doesn't.
Jimmy doesn't scare no defense, bro.
And that's part of the reason why I want to see Trey Lance out there, because we know he has a rocket of an arm, and we know he's not scared to throw it downfield.
Yep. All right, that was enough standing up.
Oh, Monica said something about a new desk or something in the chat or something. I don't know.
Yeah, the desk that I have, which was donated as well, it's one of the desks. It's an L desk, and it raises up and down.
Oh, cool.
That's yeah. Cool, so, but I had the light behind me. I had to make sure that I mean, when I raise it, my roof is high, but when I raise it, it's about this much, about to hit the roof. So I had to make sure I adjusted that properly. But the desk allows me to stand up, even if I stand up for 10 minutes like I did. Now I can sit. Not that we're going to be here all night, but I can sit here for another good 45 minutes because of the little 10-minute stand. As if I stayed sitting down consistently, my back would be hurting through the whole time that I'm sitting. So the ability that I can stand up even for 10 minutes and talk football, not having to interrupt the podcast by raising the table, is perfect. Because before I had the table, I used to stand up and talk, but the only thing they saw was my belly when I was standing. You know what I mean? So now by the table going up, they don't see my belly. God knows they don't need to see my belly. You know what I mean? So it's been a blessing. I've been, like I said, I've been blessed by this individual. We were just talking about it the other day, bro. I think if I add everything that he spent, it's a little bit over 5 G's.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. No lie.
Give this guy my phone number.
Yeah, over 5 G's, bro. The person, the good thing about this individual, he's not hurting for money. I mean, money is not something that I mean.
Maybe I should get Jimmy.
If somebody offered him $250,000, he it wouldn't, like 250,000 would change your life. It would change mine. It wouldn't change his.
Oh wow.
So he's,
Maybe I should have Jimmy G be my sponsor with all the money he makes.
yeah, yeah. So this guy's pretty,
And then I'll
pretty
start
wealthy.
talking good about him.
But I don't ask though. I never ask for anything. I never, and I just, my podcast. He started watching my podcast in the beginning with my little microphone, and my birds were in the background yapping away, and
Yeah.
and he's like, "Hey, dude, I love your show, but I don't like the birds in the background." I go, "Well," because the mic that I had was one of those mics that picks
The
up
Yeti.
everything. The Yeti, yeah. This setup, the Roadcaster cost $700, bro, and he got that for me.
Oh, I know what that. Trust me, I researched all those products.
The Mac
man,
Mini, bro, he got me the Mac Mini, the new one with the M1 chip, and he got me He got it fully loaded, which is the 8, which is the 16, and the 2 terabytes of RAM.
Of storage capacity,
So it's about
yeah.
$2,000 right there. You know what I mean? So, I just happy to get blessed, man. But if it wasn't for this individual, I'll still be doing my shows on my laptop with a laptop. I mean, the camera itself is about $2,000. So
I got you. Yeah,
you know what I
man.
mean?
You got
Yes.
the best camera. I looked up how much that camera costs, man. I was like,
Yeah,
damn.
and then the lens is separate. The lens is about $450.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you know what I mean. That's besides the price of the camera. So, I got blessed. God is good, man, and I just feel that if people do their job and they do their thing, they work hard, somebody's gonna catch on to everybody's podcast. And I pray that someone does follow you and if they're able to assist you, man, that'll be great. You know what I mean. But I never expected this. I wasn't looking for it. I wasn't, I was just doing my thing. You know what I mean. And they offered it, and I took it. So
cool.
it's a blessing, man. I give
You
God
took
the
the words
credit.
out of my mouth. I was going to ask you, how are those birds doing? I don't hear those birds chirping right now.
Right now they're covered because it's 2 a.m.
Okay.
So they're
I finally saw a podcast of yours with the mic that you have now. I don't remember which one it was, but I was clicking around. Then I was listening. I had my headphones on, and I wasn't trying to hear the bird, but then I was like, okay, I hear the bird. I hear that bird in the background now.
Yeah.
Now I hear it.
Yeah,
And if you had a cheaper mic, it would have picked up a lot easier.
Oh, definitely. Now the thing is, if I drop my decimals on my Roadcaster, I can drop it to a 25, where even if the birds are going because they're just behind the wall behind me, if they just go crazy loud, you guys still wouldn't hear it even with the headset on. But I don't hear myself very well either, so I take it up to 27. I love it at 30. Like right now, well, I should have it at 30, but at 27 is okay. Normally have it at 30. 30 is great, but at 30, you won't hear the birds if you're listening through your TV or your phone. But if you put on a headset, oh yeah, chirp, 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 But I love my birds. The guy that bought me this equipment told me, get rid of the bird. I'm like, I ain't get rid of my birds, bro. I love my birds. They're family to me. They bite me as hell, but they're 2 parrots, so they and they're always on my shoulder.
Parrot.
They're always on my shoulder. The thing about it right here, the reason I don't bring them in my show, because I've done it before. I don't know if you've seen them. They're on my shoulder, just kicking it, but they're trying to bite my earpiece. They're trying to bite my cord. They're trying to bite my mic. They jump on my
I've
lights.
never seen your birds on the show.
They'll jump on my screen, and so I can't really be talking football and then trying to, because they fly. They fly. They're not just on the ground. They'll fly. So I keep them in their cage. But right now they're covered, and they're asleep, man. So. Hey, let me say hi to my boy. I brought it up, Mr. Salvador Kev. I have so much respect for this guy, man. This guy is an awesome guy. I think you met him, huh? In person, if I'm not mistaken. Bashar?
I was graced by his presence at the tailgate before the Kansas City Chiefs game. So yeah, I definitely got to meet him. Met him and a whole bunch of other boys.
Awesome.
Over at the tailgate. We had a lot of fun, man. RBL Posse performed "Don't Give Me No Bammer Weed," and we had a lot of fun, man. Silverado Kev's awesome, dude. And
I seen your pictures.
Yeah, check him out on Real Talk Niner Talk, his YouTube channel. And he's also a writer for the Sports Illustrated 49ers section.
Yes.
It's called All 49ers SI, I believe it's called, something like that. Just type Silverado Kev on Twitter and you'll find him on Real Talk Niner
You
Talk.
just took away my thunder, bro, but it's all right.
I'm
I was
sorry,
gonna
man.
I was
I
gonna
just
do
like
that, and look
people,
at you. Look at you. No, it's all good, bro. Yeah, Silverado Kev, he's my boy, man. This guy, I love their show, man. They can get a little crazy on their show, especially if you don't agree well, what they're saying. If you go in there talking about Jimmy's the quarterback, oh, expect to get crucified, bro. They'll tear you a new one. I do love their show, man. I do love what they do, man. Silverado and the rest of the guys there
Oh, their shows are a
are
lot of
pretty
fun, man. They
awesome.
do those funny things with the sound bites and all on the soundboards, and they have little funny segments, and they're always laughing and have a good time. And
And that's the way
always a good
that's
time
the
when
way
we're
you
talking
gotta
about
do.
it
That's the way
topic.
you gotta do it, bro. You gotta entertain, man. Sometimes as a content creator, you can have the most knowledge of football. You can have the best breakdown of film, but if you're boring, if you're like a hall monitor and just today the defense they did this play and they were able to stop the running back and oh my god, they put your ass to sleep. I don't care how
Today, the San
knowledgeable they are.
Francisco 49ers rushed for 100 yards off of
Yeah, bro, come
30
on, man.
attempts, and the linebackers were injured, so they weren't able to stop the run, and blah, blah, blah.
Exactly, brother. You got to keep it hyped up, man. You got to be funny. You got to do. I have all the equipment to do the sun bites too, but I really never got into it myself, and so. But I love how they do it. I love this the character they have. I forgot his name. It's a character with like funny teeth, and he does his comments on the show.
They got I'm not gonna take all the credit in the world for him because D Savage is awesome, man. But he's a good buddy of mine, and I was sharing his videos around. I known him from the tailgates over at Levi's, and I was sharing his videos around. And Donald, Niner style Don was like, "Hey, who's this guy? Who is this guy that you keep sharing videos of?" I was, "That's my buddy, man. It's so and so." And he goes, "Oh, well, here's his Instagram if you want to talk to him." He's like, "Yeah, I want to bring him on my show. I want to bring him on my show." I'm like, "Okay, cool, man, not a problem." And eventually down the road, I'll have him on my show too. We'll have like a one-on-one interview or whatever, So it'll be fun. That guy's cool, man. He loves the 49ers and he likes doing his little comedy stuff. And yeah, without a doubt, man, that guy's cool, man. He's a good rapper too, by the way, too. He makes his own music and he does it all, man. That guy's a shit.
Yeah, he's funny, bro. He's funny. I don't know he was your friend, but yeah, cool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. I'm the one who
And the
was
thing
showing
about
him to
being
everybody.
content creators, bro, we're all family. We all help each other out the best we can. And it's not about don't go to his show, stay in my show. I don't want to lose you. Hey, the bottom line is if
Hey,
your show,
man, we're all equal opportunity employers, man.
yeah, if you're more entertaining and more you get better feedback about the Niners and they watch you over me, hey, that's not your fault. I need to get my game going, and that's a challenge for me. So for me to get upset, like, man, they all left to Bashar's group, hey, I'm not gonna bitch. Excuse my language, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to figure out, okay, how can I get better?
Oh, exactly. Yeah, exactly. I mean, and if there's somebody else watching somebody else's channel for whatever reason because they like their content more than mine, there's always going to be somebody else that likes my content more than the next guy. So,
Yes,
but at the end of the day, I don't sit there and start my videos and worry like, okay, I hope this guy's watching, I hope that guy's
yeah,
watching. No,
exactly.
for me, when I start my shows, I'm like, okay, this is what I'm talking about. These are my questions. This is what I have for my guests. We're gonna knock these out, and that's my focus is just to try to knock the questions out and make it fun in between, and drop a few jokes in between if I can, as long as they make sense. And that's what I'm worried about. And
like
everything else is secondary. I can care less about all the other stuff, to be honest with you.
Yeah, exactly, bro. I'm more. I love to entertain, bro. I like to I like to act goofy and be goofy and still provide knowledge of the football, still provide updates of the team and so forth. But I just can't be serious, man. Life is too short. You got to be fun. But listen, I love like John Chaplin. I love his show. I love listening to him. I learn a lot from him. I watch him. And I do what I do because I enjoy it. I have fun. So whether I have 10,000 people or just 10 people following me, it's all good, man. I love what I do. So as long as I love what I do, things will happen. And I'm not going to reach everybody. Not everybody's going to like what I do, but there's going to be a few. And if you just continue to do the work, put in the work, and try to stay up on top of things, people will follow. Kind of like the movie Field of Dreams. If you build it, they will come. So I got to keep building that field with Kevin Costner. So I don't know if you've ever seen that movie or not, but if you
I never saw it.
Really?
I'm really bad at watching movies, man. There's only a few movies I've
Wow.
seen over the past 10 years, man.
Yeah. It's a good movie, man. It's a really, really, really good
I want to
movie.
ask Silverado Kev a question because I know. I don't know if I was on a live chat with him the other day. I think so. We're always doing some live phone call and Facebook Messenger conference calls or whatever. And he's like, I'm up in the studio right now. Blah 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 blah. I'm about to drop some bars or something. So I was like, I just want to ask Silverado if he's able to tell us that. Hey, is this going to be a 49er song that you're going to put out? Is this going to be a song for Real Talk Niner Talk? Like, can you give us a little idea of what's going on? I'm assuming he's still in the chat.
Oh, he drops bars? I didn't know that.
That's what he said. He said, he was
hey,
in
bro,
the studio
I gotta throw some green money at you, and maybe you can do one for an intro for me. Because all these copyrights, bro, you can't be using 49er stuff, even though it
I actually have another song that I've had a possession of for quite some time that I still need to make a video for it. So hopefully I have the will to make the video for. I'm good at video editing, but I hate it at the same time because it's so time consuming.
It is.
I'm not on the level of a video editor to sit there and make videos within half an hour and call it a day. No, my videos when I want them to look a certain way. Like if you watch the video on my intro for my channel, like I want my videos to look nice and look a certain way, but at the same time, it may take me 6 hours to make it because I keep going back and fixing this and that.
You're your worst critic. It's never good enough for you, huh?
And it just takes me a long time. I don't know why. Maybe the next time around when I do it, it won't take me as long, but we'll see.
Yes, Field of Dream is a definite classic movie. It's about baseball. Pretty good movie, man. If you ever get a chance, it should be one of your movies to watch. Monica says, it's nice to hear different perspectives. True. Every content creator has their perspectives on the same topic of it. We can talk Jimmy and Trey. I have my perspective. Bashar has his. Sabra King has his. Everybody has their own perspective. So, I see a lot of people, they go to different groups, but they do that because they're looking for different perspectives. So that's pretty cool, man. I agree. And then Sorry King says, I was talking about the article. Oh, okay.
So how did you word it? Because the way whatever you said made me thinking you were sitting in the studio and you're about to put together some rap song. I was like super excited. I was like, oh man, I gotta hear Kev do this. I want to say shout out to Dan Castillo. Says, what's up, Bash? Didn't know how this was live. Glad I made it. Yeah, it's a good buddy of mine living over in the 209. Really good dude, man. He very loyal viewer. So
what's up, Dan? Welcome to the 90 Seconds podcast. If you like, hit the subscribe channel, and if you don't like me afterward, you can always unsubscribe at any time. But if you hit that subscribe, I appreciate it. Right on, bro. That bring people that follow you, respect you, come over. That's awesome. Appreciate you being here tonight, brother. Good to see you, man. So Kev, let's see. Kev says the studio is my office and bars are my words.
There you go.
So different type of bars.
I still think he's playing me. He probably does have a song coming up.
Oh, really?
I'm just kidding. I don't know. I'd like to hear.
So
it.
Are you saying he looks like a rapper?
Let's say that. I know. I think it'd be cool to hear Kevin in the studio one day. I remember when I made my little intro. I wasn't really rapping, but at the very, very end, I kind of did like a little one-line rap. And then Kev messaged me. He's like, "Damn, man, I thought I was about to hear you spit some bars at the end." And I was like, "Damn, maybe next time, one of these times, I'll actually do like a 49er rap or whatever, just see how it comes out." I don't know. It has to be the right beat though for me to get inspired. And I don't know. I could kind of try to do it, but I'd have to be in the zone to do it. Without a doubt, it'd be hard for me though.
Yeah, not me, bro. I when I sing in the shower, the water stops. So. So if I want to take a complete shower, I got to be shut.
Do you want to open it up for some questions or whatever? Because we
definitely. We can do Q&As.
People are kind of late though.
Let's see. Don't rap. Yeah, it says don't rap. Okay. So yeah, let's bring it up. Let's do some. It's kind of getting late, 1:00, and I want to make sure that Bashar does not pass out on me. I go to bed about 7 a.m. So, but I know
you know what? When you hit me up, I literally had just woke up for. I don't know, I probably passed out like 9. From 9 to 12. 9 to midnight, I was asleep, and it was kind of weird. I just
took a nap. Yeah, I can't take naps, bro. If I take naps, I'm up all night. Period.
So it happens to me too. You're not the only one. Trust me.
Just right. You're a damn good writer, Silverado. So you're good at that, bro. So yeah, let's open it up for Q&A. If you guys have questions, you guys can direct it to me or Bashar. we'll be happy to answer it. If Sobral K wants to jump on and join the live, let me know. I'll send you the link. Or if you guys want to call in on the phone, I can give you the number. You guys can call in, however you guys want to do it. But we can definitely do Q&A, brother. So let's see how we have about 15 people watching at 2 o'clock in the morning.
You got the phone. When was the last time you opened up the phone lines?
I did the phone line, I believe. I think Silverado was on. He called in.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I think I did it.
Frank call you?
Friday? No, we talked. I think it was Friday or Thursday. I had open lines, and then he called in and we talked.
Every time I think of Silverado or I think of Real Talk, Niner Talk, eventually within the next 10 minutes or half an hour or hour, this song pops in my head. That Hell Nah song, because they always play it on their show.
Oh, really?
And right now, that song's lingering through my head. Hell nah to the nah. Hail to the nah. Hell. That song is totally stuck in my head because of Real Talk, Niner Talk, man. All right. Maybe some of you guys don't know that song, so you guys are probably laughing. It's okay. Not the first time I bombed on a joke. Let me see. Somebody wanted me to send this to him, so I'm multitasking as we speak, guys. Let me hear that mouse clicking. It's my computer, and I'm trying to send somebody something.
He's multitasking. I'm trying to get my roadcaster hooked up to my phone.
Okay.
So if anybody wants to call in, they can call in. Give me a second real quick. But yeah, man. So maybe Silverado can call in. He and share a little bit of his rapping skills.
So he said he was writing an article, yeah, because like I was mentioning, he writes articles for that Sports Illustrated online, the All 49ers SI.
What's up, Lucky? How you doing, brother? This guy's my boy right here, Lucky, man. Him and his mom are truly faithful to the podcast, man. I call his mom the queen of Niner Sickness podcast, man. Amazing people. Unfortunately, he likes the Celtics, but you know, he's still all right.
The Boston Celtics. I remember when I first started watching basketball, it was all about the Lakers and Magic Johnson, but then the Celtics had Larry Bird and then Kevin McHale, Robert Parrish, and all those tough teams. Actually, I used to be a volunteer for the Golden State Warriors in 1990-91 season, so I saw Magic Johnson when he played on the Lakers. I saw Larry Bird when he played on the Celtics. So got to see a lot of the great NBA players during that era.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, his articles are great. He sends it to me on Messenger, which is kind of nice. And I love to read his articles. I like the way he ties it all in. All right, connect. All right, guys. So I am connected to the phone line's connected. So I'm going to put the number on the screen. If you just want to call in, feel free to do so. I'm in a different page. Let me write it down real quick. I'm gonna write the number down. If you guys want to call in and talk to me or Bashar or both of us, you guys are welcome to. Hold on real quick. Let me make this really simple. So let me put it right here.
There's a phone number. It's floating around. I see it on my end.
You see it now?
Yeah, I see it.
I'm going to put it right here in the corner.
So yeah, I was hearing with the Roadcaster, you can do. Are you doing your phone calls through your Roadcaster? Because I hear you can take phone calls through the Roadcaster.
This has USB, has a phone, and it also has Bluetooth connection.
I saw that. I was watching a demo for it on.
Yeah. YouTube. So if anybody wants to call in at 209-448-8957 and charm in on this late night Niner chat with me and Bashar, you guys are welcome to call in. If
Charmin?
Charmin. You're gonna
get called Charming. I don't know if you want that.
I'm always screwing up words, bro. My wife gets a kick out of it.
I'm sorry. I always notice those things right away.
Yeah. If you start talking to me for a while, you're gonna correct me every 5 minutes. There was a friend of mine at work. He was actually my supervisor. He was so good at acknowledging my words that nobody else understood what I meant, but he knew exactly what I meant to the T, as if I was speaking correct English. He was pretty good at what he did, man.
Oh, I always know what you mean. I just like to kind of make a little joke about it every now and then.
Lucky would love nitty gritty Niners. Oh, that's another good. I like Wayne Breezy.
Yeah, Wayne Breeze is awesome, man.
Yeah, he expanded from Nothing But Niners. He still does the Nothing But Niners with Mike and Nick and the guys. They're awesome. He kind of did his own thing, and it's him and I forgot what is her co-host.
Peachy,
Peachy,
Crystal
yeah.
Peachy or something.
Peachy, yeah, they do an awesome job, and he's picking up steam, bro. He started like before, way after me, bro, and he's already flown by, man. So
I was watching Breezy the other day before the game, and just on Sunday, and I typed something like, "Oh man, Breezy is happy 24/7," and then he's like, "Yeah, that's what I am, man. I'm happy 24/7." And I was like, "Hey, it's a good trait to have. It's good to always be happy like that." You know?
exactly, bro. So yeah, we're gonna wait see if anybody wants to call in. I understand it's 2:21 in the morning, so they they can be
during these hours, man.
Yeah, they can be in a
Maybe
place where they
from a
can.
Raider fan, who knows?
Yeah,
Raider fans. Oh my gosh.
What about Raider fans? Oh, because they won and we lost.
Oh my gosh, Raider fans.
One of my good friends is a Raider fan.
Horse, dude.
He has his own talk show, bro. I don't know if you heard of Raider Bear.
Ooh. Raider, I slightly heard of him. What about Raider Bear?
I've been to his house. He's a cool guy. He's just a big Raider fan, bro. We have a bet going.
Let me look him
if the Raiders have a better record than the Niners by the end of the year, he's gonna dump eggs on my head, and I'm gonna talk high.
They might have a better record.
And if we have a better record at the end of the year, I dump eggs on his head.
They don't get hit with the injury bug like we do.
No, they've been hurt. Oh, I love
who's hurt on the Raiders?
I forgot who the players are, but they're missing some players. You know that Solomon Thomas is playing like a Pro Bowl defensive end for them.
I heard he had 2 sacks, not the last game, but the game before. I don't know what he did in this.
He had another
game.
sack and a half.
Yeah, that's another guy that all these 49er fans hated. I didn't really hate the guy. I just thought that we drafted him.
How do you pass up on Watson, bro?
The thing is, why we had freaking Hoyer as our quarterback, and here we are drafting a defensive tackle or a defensive end. They didn't know what he was, but like, come on, you're supposedly rebuilding your franchise, and we're stuck with Hoyer as our quarterback, and Mahomes and Watson are in this exact draft. Like, come on, guys, wake up.
Yeah, even
Mahomes. We just drafted Buckner and Armstead, and here we are drafting another defensive lineman.
Yeah, Mahomes could have been a little bit of a reach. None of us. I don't know if you thought Mahomes was going to be the Mahomes that he is today.
He was going to be good. I just thought.
Kudos.
I just thought
he struggled in college.
Well, what I was here was kind of weird because one of my friends was telling me about Mahomes, and he was telling me that he'd probably be a second rounder. So I was thinking, okay, my thing was let's draft Reuben Foster in round 1, and let's draft Mahomes in round 2. Lo and behold, the draft comes on, and we trade up
round 2.
We trade up in round 1 to get Reuben Foster. So we get Solomon Thomas, then we get Reuben Foster. But yeah, Mahomes was all. Then when I saw Mahomes drafted in the first round, but the Chiefs, like, damn, the Chiefs jumped up and drafted Mahomes. I thought, was that kind of a reach? Because I kept hearing round 2 for Mahomes. But yeah, we all know what happened with Mahomes, and we suffered from it.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. That decision, a lot of, it's funny. I know a few friends, family that are Chiefs fans, loyal. They were pissed that they moved up so high, gave up so much capital for Mahomes. They were just livid for that move, right? Same people. Yeah, we have our second Super Bowl thanks to Mahomes. I'm like, that is weak. That is so weak, bro. I'm sorry, family or not, that is weak.
I didn't know any Chiefs fans at the time, so I didn't get to hear any input.
Oh, I did, bro. I did a lot of input, bro. And it's like, you can't be mad for something that is unproven. Once they play and if they don't plan out, then hey, go ahead and rant and speak your heart out. But we don't know. Let's keep it real. We don't know how Trey Lance is going to turn out a year from now, 2 years from now. He can be great, or he can be trash. And people was like, "Oh no, he's not going to be." You don't know, man. Is he going to be a Peyton Manning? Or is he going to be, what's his name? Ryan Leaf. He won't be that bad. He's not going to be that. Brian Leaf was terrible, bro. He won't be that. That's a bad comparison, but you know what I mean? I I think under Kyle he'll be okay, but I want him to be an old pro, man. I'm tired of this okay
Well, I want
quarterbacks.
Mahomes to be not Mahomes. I want Trey
Yeah,
Lance to
well,
be outstanding.
yeah.
Um, this is where I stand with Trey Lance, though. He 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 has an okay, sure. He has all the physical abilities, strong, amazing, strong, powerful arm. He's fast. He's built, or whatever. He's built for the NFL, but he has a work ethic that is unmatchable. I think he has an excellent work ethic, and on top of that, he just already has the intelligence. He has the intelligence on this side and the work ethic. I think that combination is going to prevent him from being a bust because he already has the great physical skills and great physical tools. You know, it would really shock me if he's a bust. Now, if he's an injury bust, like one of those injury type players who just can never get on the field, you know, maybe that could happen. Wouldn't want that to happen, obviously, duh. But I'm just trying to look at all the different possible scenarios, you know. But I'd be shocked if Lance turned into a bust. I really would.
Yeah, no, I hear you, and he's probably not going to turn into a bust, bro. But um, you know, for people to say he's the next Patrick Mahomes, I'm like, whoa, slow your horses. Patrick Mahomes has proved already. He's won a Super Bowl. He's proven, but hopefully Trey plays good and does his own style of football, man. What are your expectations of his play? What kind of quarterback, past, present, or well, you can't say future, but past, present, that he might resemble, or would you like him to resemble to? Don't fall asleep on me, bro.
I was looking at my phone.
Oh, okay. I'll tell you. I'm like, dang, we're gonna have to end this show.
Fall asleep. No.
I had somebody fall
You were
asleep
asking me who would I like?
Who do you think Patrick? Yeah, who did you want him to
Who would I
resemble?
like Trey Lance to resemble in terms of style of play? You know, when I initially saw his clips in college, the very first time I saw Trey Lance's clips, I had no idea who it was, and here I am watching his highlights, of course. And right away, I'm thinking this guy looks like a 6'4", 230-pound version of Russell Wilson. That was the first thing that popped in my head. Now, you know, we haven't really seen him much on the field, and we even haven't really seen him sling the ball as much as we want to. But the little I have seen, I see an amazing arm with no hesitation to throw deep. You know, from time to time, he has excellent deep ball accuracy. It just has to be consistent, is what it is. You know, he just has to have more consistency with it, and just more consistency with the
A
accuracy in
taller
general.
Russell Wilson. I like that. You know, I think who he reminds me of a lot is man, his name I had his name Steve McNair.
That's what the comp was when he got drafted. I think it was on
Oh,
the
was
NFL
it?
Network. They were saying Steve McNair. Yep,
Oh, I don't know
I saw
that,
that a lot.
Yeah,
I'll take that.
Yeah, I like Steve McNair. Just so he's a good. But hey, I love Russell Wilson, man. People say I don't like the Seahawks, can't stand the Seahawks, but people were asking me in the past before we traded for Jimmy. Would you trade Jimmy? Trade it for Trey. Would you take Jimmy for Wilson? I said, I'll give half of the team for Russell Wilson to come to the Niners, bro. He's that good. Why wouldn't you want him to come to the Niners?
I was gonna say Trey Lance reminds me of Cody Pickett. No, just kidding.
Cody Pickett.
Then remember all those
Dude,
quarterbacks that we had that
really?
one season? But we remember when we had that one season with Dennis Erickson, we were changing the
Oh
quarterback
my
every
God.
week.
Yeah, bro.
The worst quarterback I saw, and who looked terrible at times, was Glenn Dorsey. No, Ken Dorsey.
Ken Dorsey from Miami
Ken Dorsey,
Hurricane.
who was the University of Miami Hurricanes quarterback when they had the greatest, arguably the greatest college team of all time in NCAA history, Miami Hurricanes, and he was a quarterback. He's actually from the Bay Area.
Yep.
He probably grew up a Niner fan, and we had him, and he was just terrible. And it was funny because on the morning roast on 95.7 The Game with hosted by Butcher Boy Joe Shasky and Bonte Hill, if you know who those two guys are. Yeah. It was Joe Shasky was saying that there were times where Jimmy G was in the game and he was playing like Ken Dorsey. I was just laughing.
Oh my goodness!
Well, that's pretty sad if they're gonna. That must good thing Jimmy G didn't hear that. He probably doesn't know who Ken Dorsey is though.
Yeah. Some of our King says King. I'm already kinging him. Best comp is Rondo Cunningham. That's interesting. I watch a lot of Randall.
I watched a lot of Randall too. With Randall,
I don't see it, but
With Randall, I see that he just. I mean, I did make the Russell Wilson comparison to Trey Lance more so because of what I see him do in the pocket and the way I saw him in college get away from the rush and get away from would-be people that would sack him. With Randall Cunningham, I think he drops to look to run a whole lot more than Trey Lance ever would. Now Trey Lance will run every once in a while, but
He's a pocket
Randall
passer
ran a
first.
lot.
He's a pocket passer first with the option of running. He's not going to run first and then trying to throw.
Randall Cunningham was really good. I liked his style. It was kind of weird though. He had this like weird throwing style where he was kind of flat-footed and he would kind of throw it slow, but the ball would get there, and he had a strong arm. He could throw pretty far. You know,
between him
he was
and
a great player.
Between him and Warren Moon, I like Warren Moon play better.
Oh, Warren Moon was
that's
poor
me.
Warren Moon. He didn't play on. He just could never get over the hump. You know.
Yep.
You can say the same thing about Randall Cunningham too. At one point, Randall Cunningham was on the team with Randy Moss's rookie year, right?
Yep.
Randy Moss was a rookie, and he had those crazy numbers, and they were expected to do big things in the playoffs. Yeah, Warren Moon was excellent. I don't know. Warren Moon should have been an NFL quarterback early on in his career. They had him playing in the CFL for some stupid reason. He should have been in the NFL right away. So, but yeah, Warren Moon was awesome.
Yeah, I definitely like
the run and shoot. The run and shoot. They said the Houston Oilers, the run and shoot.
Yep.
Right now, the Tennessee Titans.
Yep. He was originally the Tennessee Titans, where the Houston Oilers. Yeah, I liked his type of play. You know, Steve Young kind of resembled a little bit of Steve Young too. Steve Young was a pocket, although he was a runner first, but he was taught to be a pocket passer. And he was more thrower of the ball than he was running. He ran when he needed to, big body. So, but my comp is definitely Steve McNair. I didn't know that's what they used in the draft. I'm being honest, but. I used to love watching Steve McNair.
If I find it, I can send it to you.
I believe it. I felt bad what happened to him. You know,
McNair.
When you make bad choices, unfortunately, it comes back and bites you, man. You shouldn't bite him like that. But
that girl that he chose to mess around with was
psycho.
Was not the safest person to be around. Apparently, and he learned the hard way.
She's one. Yeah, she's one of those. My way or the highway, man. So Monica says both 6'4", similar build, but Lance is a bit faster while Allen is 10 pounds heavier. However, both have strong arms, exceptional deep balls, not afraid of contact, and more than willing runner of the ball.
I'll take Josh Allen any day if that's who Trey Lance is going to be, man, without a doubt.
Yeah, you know, and it's funny, they both come from small schools. Josh Allen struggled his first year. People were going to say he was a bust. He couldn't throw accurate. His accuracy was terrible. And he got it together, man. He got it to work. And even in the first game, he struggled. And people right away, oh, he's reverting back. He's reverting back to his old ways. I'm like, people are just, excuse me, but they're idiots. And he played against Miami. Great defense. Tore them apart. And I forgot the last team they just played. They tore them apart too. So Josh Allen is the real deal. This kid is special. And heck yeah, if Trey can be similar to him, I'll take it, bro. And keep in mind about the weight. Trey Lance is going to get heavier. Trust me, in a year or two, he'll get a little bit heavier. I don't think he'll stay at that weight. What's your thoughts on that?
I don't want him to get too heavy. I just don't want him to lose his ability to be agile.
Where's he at right now? Do you know?
I think he's like at 230 or 235 or 230, right around there.
Oh,
I think he's a good size. I think he's just.
Oh, I didn't know he was that big.
I wouldn't want him to get any bigger.
My apologies. I thought he was like 220.
Nah, I thought
you don't want to get you get into 240 and 250s.
Yeah, because if you see him stand next to Jimmy, you could definitely see he's a lot bigger than Jimmy.
Oh yeah. Well, he's more muscular than Jimmy too.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah. Jimmy's the worst.
Yeah, you mentioned Steve Young earlier. Remember, Steve Young was he was fun to watch at times. He would just do these weird. He was so erratic at times, and the way he would just run out of the pocket and just he'd put himself in danger from time to time too. And at the same time, it was fun to watch, but it was kind of like it was irritating but fun to watch at the same time. Steve Young was one of the most unique quarterbacks you could ever watch, man. He was a lot of fun, man.
That one game against Minnesota, bro. Remember that game against Minnesota when he fell into the end zone? When he was running, stumbling, getting away.
Oh, yeah. That run against Minnesota Vikings was one of the most beautiful classic runs. And the the blocks that set him up for that run were excellent too, man. All those wide receivers and tight ends were putting together excellent blocks down the field for Steve Young to get that big touchdown run.
Talk about blocks, and you reminded me, bro. That run of Trey Lance for that touchdown. Did you see Trent Williams block?
Oh yeah, Trent Williams was a monster on that play.
He flipped his butt over, bro. I mean, Alex Mack came and helped as well, but that block from Trey Williams, man, I seen it, bro, and I'm like, oh my God, I love this guy.
I don't know if it was Jack Hammer. I think it was either Jack Hammer or John Chapman. Now that you mentioned blocks and you mentioned Alex Mack, and I love Alex Mack. I just wish we picked up Alex Mack 5 or 6 years ago.
He played terrible, by the way.
Whenever he was an All-Pro, I wish we had the best version of Alex Mack. I still think he's pretty good now.
But I don't want to see what I saw this Sunday though of Alex Mack.
Yeah, there was so people were wondering where Trey Sermon has been or how come he didn't do good right away. It took him a while to get going, and I don't know if it was the first play of the game or second play of the game, but there was a play where we take the handoff and we give it to Trey Sermon, and Alex Mack is literally being pushed back like 5 yards into the backfield, and the next thing you know, Sermon's getting tackled. So Trey Sermon's defense, it wasn't, things weren't always pretty, but sometimes every now and then there were a few blunders on the O-line. I'm just throwing that out there.
No, very valid, bro. And it's great that you did that because a lot of people miss that. They miss that and they blame Trey Sermon for not being able to penetrate, but it's hard to do so when your center is getting pushed towards you when you're trying to make a cut. And it's difficult as a runner.
At this stage of his career, from time to time, Alex Mack is going to look pretty good, but then you're going to see those blunders pop up more so they did in the other years of his career. It's just a sign of old age, and we're not expecting him to be perfect. But I think he's better than what we had. That we have is still better than what we've had in the past.
Correct, way better.
And Monica was saying something about the FCS. I think she was talking about Trey Lance. Let me see. She said part of the criticism of Lance's lack of talent he played against due to the fact that he played at the FCS level. Allen heard similar criticism ahead of the 2018 draft coming out of Wyoming. Yeah, so Wyoming, the school that Josh Allen played for, is in the NCAA Division I FCS. I noticed people that were bashing on Trey Lance too, ones that I've argued with tooth and nail. They're like, oh, Division II players do terrible in the NFL. You never trade picks up and move up with the draft to draft a Division II player, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, hold up. What's Division II is Division I FCS.
Exactly.
And I'm like, well,
they don't know what they're talking about.
He came from the same freaking division. Look at him, So it is what it is, man. People are always going to find a way to bash Trey Lance because of this, because of that. And I just think at the end of the day, he's going to fight the adversity. Sorry to go back to Trey Lance, but I had to bring that up because
no, that's a good point. She made a valid point. You've seen it and you reacted to it. I appreciate that. But you're right. I love Trey Lance. Watching him in college. I know there wasn't enough tape, but I mean, he took command. He ran a lot of the offense that we run now, always under center with his back turned to the defense and able to get the ball to the receiver. And so I like a lot what I saw from Trey Lance, and that's why I wanted him. Now I knew he was raw. I knew his floor was low, but his ceiling was high. I know that if you had to immediately start a player, I would have went with Justin Fields, but because of the scenario that we were in with Jimmy G, hopefully staying healthy, I was good with taking Trey. I think it was a perfect fit because he'll have a year to develop into the player. But it seems like Jimmy is trying to help Trey get on the field this year by doing the things that he's doing, bro. He's like, hey, I'm Team Jimmy. I'm Team Trey. Let's get Trey on here because Jimmy's like, he's not giving people confidence, bro. Are you confident with Jimmy going into Seattle? I mean, not going into Seattle, but playing Seattle Sunday? Be honest.
I was mentioning earlier, we're playing a fired up Seattle team that's coming off a 2-0, and Seattle always plays this tough regardless of what their record is. Seattle's just lost 2 games in a row.
Yeah, they're 1-2, but they're desperate.
I don't want to play Seattle coming off of 2 losses. I don't.
Yeah, they're desperate.
I don't feel good with Jimmy as the quarterback. I don't, unless he proves me otherwise.
Yeah, they're a desperate team, bro. They don't want to go 0-3. What I mean by 0-3, 3 losses in a row. If they go 1-3, they're in bad shape. So they're going to come in and fight. And if Kyle Shanahan gets caught with his pants halfway down his knees, it's going to get ugly, bro. It's going to get ugly. We need to start
You
fast.
just left a terrible visual in my mind.
Bro, bro, I'm sorry. Do you remember Mike Singletary got caught doing his pants down? I'm like,
he was getting
dude.
on Vernon Davis or something like that.
Yeah. I'm like, really? I mean, I know he was making a point, but
Yeah.
I'm like, dang,
Singletary,
Mike.
he has some questionable habits from time to time.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to watch. Our secondary, something of a concern. People are blaming the D line for not getting after Aaron Rodgers, bro. But how effective can you be when he gets rid of the ball under 2 seconds or less, man? It's just boom, boom. D Ford couldn't do anything.
Oh my gosh! Now, what sucked was I was expecting Bosa to have this huge game. Going to the game, they said Bosa was it Ellington who was the backup for David Bakhtiari. David Bakhtiari was already injured. Then his backup Ellington was injured. Then he went up this other guy whose name escapes my mind. But from time to time, Bosa was getting pressure, but everybody else was just completely blocked. So it was almost as if they had slid the protection over or something, because it just seemed like Bosa's presence wasn't really as effective as I thought it would be, and nobody else was helping, which even sucked even more. That sucked.
The only player they got
Aaron Rodgers takes a snap, 1-2. Next thing you know, he's launching a deep pass after only having the ball 1.5 to 2 seconds in his hand. Like it's like a quick release deep bomb each and every time. I'm like, why can't we do that? Like, why is it that when we do a quick release, it's like a 5 or 10 yard pass, and this guy's doing quick releases and they're like 30, 40 yard passes?
Exactly, bro. Exactly. Let's see here. Go ahead. You read one, I'll read one, bro.
Here we go. Monica Canamus, with that crazy name of hers. People are already counting us out. I get it because of injury concerns, but what has Seattle proven so far? Rams and Cardinals are all rolling, but Seahawks are struggling. It's been a shaky start. Hey, I'd love to beat Seattle. Trust me, I would definitely want. I first thought we were playing them in Seattle. We are playing them in Levi's, which is good, and we better capitalize on it.
Yeah,
but to your point, see what we can do after that.
Seattle can be playing like crap. They can have a crappy team. They just seem to play the Niners. Just like the Rams can always beat Seattle, Seattle always beats us. And the Cardinals is always 50-50 with the Cardinals.
How about the way we always beat the Rams?
Yeah, exactly. The way we beat the Rams. And they can't beat the Rams.
Stafford?
Not this year,
on the
bro.
Rams scares me.
Yeah. The Rams are playing good, bro. They gave Tom Brady and the Bucs a run for their money. The Rams are the real deal. I know. I'm gonna keep it real. This is a Niners show, but hey, listen, the Rams are good, man. People said the Rams were going to be in fourth place. I was like, listen, when Sean McVay, he needed a quarterback. He was in the same boat as Kyle Shanahan. He was limited with golf as Shanahan is with Jimmy, and kudos to Sean McVay for going after the quarterback Stafford, and Stafford has come in and totally changed the atmosphere of that offense, and even the defense is playing better because of that offense, and they're moving the ball, and this is without Akers in the lineup. He's hurt. Imagine if he was playing. My goodness. So it's going to be tough to beat the Rams. Now, can the Niners do it? Of course. But there's a lot of things the Niners need to get fixed before that matchup, bro. What are your thoughts if things go well? Who do you think is going to need to play his A game? Name me two players, one on offense and one on defense against Seattle if we're going to pull this through. I mean, they just got to play their A game.
Well, you hit me with the hard questions,
Jimmy.
Man.
Don't mention Jimmy.
That's okay. So don't say Jimmy. Okay. We got to get the run game going. I say Trey Sermon. We got to get the run game going. So on defense, offense, Trey Sermon. Defense. Let's say Fred Warner. Fred Warner needs a bounce back game. A lot of people were criticizing him this past game. I didn't necessarily notice it too much during the broadcast because sometimes things happen really, really fast when you only watch the game once, so you don't see everything. But I was hearing that Fred Warner didn't really have his best game, and I don't like hearing that. I want to see Fred Warner at an All-Pro level. So hopefully Fred Warner, bounces back and gives us a great game. We need it.
Yeah. To Brent Brooklyn's comments says, I agree with the Rams look like a team to beat in the West. If we can manage to beat them twice, that would be nice. Now that's I know we beat them the last 2 years, but that's with Jeff Goofy. This is a whole different team. I'll be honest with you, Brent. I don't know about Bashar. We'll ask him in a minute, but I'm okay with 1-on-1. I'm okay just beating them one time. But there's a potential that we can lose to them twice. So I'll be happy just to beat them once. Now, if we beat them twice, I'm not going to sit there and be mad. But I don't know about you, Bashar, but do you think the Niners can beat them twice with Stafford back there?
I mean, they can. It's not going to be a cakewalk, that's for sure. Some luck will have to be involved. How about that? But, yeah, I wanted us to get Stafford. I wanted him to replace Jimmy G. We were in the there were the whole rumors were flying around that we were trying to get Stafford, and
but they're not aggressive. The Niners are not aggressive.
Telling me I was dumb.
The Niners. I'm sorry not to interrupt you, but the Niners are not aggressive.
Yeah, it's like, yeah,
they took Kyle to sleep on it
from time to time because our name's kind of in the mix, but then we don't close the deal. So I want him, but some Niner fans like, oh, this is stupid. You're dumb. Jimmy G. Stafford would never be a Jimmy G upgrade over Jimmy G. Matthew Stafford's a loser. Matthew Stafford's
Who said this? They're idiots.
I'm like, Detroit's a loser. Detroit had a Hall of Famer, Barry Sanders, that freaking retired 5 years earlier. Megatron retired way early too. Let's be real here. And now we see Stafford doing his thing in with the LA Rams, and he's looking excellent. And it's not going to be easy one pitch. Sure. I'll be happy if we squeak out one win. I'd love to sweep them, but we'll see.
You make a valid point, bro. People, you know what? People that might have told you that, man, they don't know football. They don't know football. Detroit was the issue. It wasn't Matthew Stafford. It was Detroit. He played a lot of great games in Detroit. He had a lot of good games in Detroit. It's just that defense. He never had a run game. Never. Even the run game now is way better than what he ever had in Detroit. And the receiver, Cooper Kupp, is playing lights out. And even though he's been decent, he's been really good. Hubbaby, the tight end, is doing all right. The other receiver, I mean, these guys they're moving the ball. So it's going to be interesting to see what are you okay. You know what I mean? So it's going to be interesting to watch.
I was still sending something.
Yeah, I was like, got you. So yeah,
I'm only going to be on here for a little bit longer.
I kind of thought when I heard it, that's terrible. Yeah. So anyway,
you saw that?
yeah. Well, I kind of had a feeling because I know. Yeah. Anyway, it's going to be 3 a.m, guys. So I love that we have 13 people watching. At almost 5 minutes to 3. That's amazing. But yeah, we've been on it for a minute. I think we've been on it for an hour and 40 minutes at this hour.
We're almost at 2 hours. Well, you messaged me the link, so
yeah. So listen, guys, we appreciate you guys for tuning in to the Niner Sickness podcast. It's always a pleasure to have you, Bashar. You're my boy. I love talking football with you, man. And we got to do this again. Monica, Brent, your boy Dan, that came in earlier. We appreciate all of you. Sarah King, it was nice to have you in the chat. Lucky, thank you for coming in, man. And if I missed your name, it's one of the reasons I don't like to mention names because you're always going to miss someone. So it's never intentional if I missed your name. But definitely Nathaniel, James, appreciate it. So I appreciate everybody that stopped in today. Optimistic Vision, thank you for stopping by. Nicholas, thank you for stopping by. You guys were awesome. So this podcast wouldn't be what it is without you guys. Penor, thank you for stopping earlier. Heavy Protection, I like that name. Heavy Protection. Thank you guys for stopping by and being part of the show. Bashar, it's always an honor to have you on here, bro. It's always an honor to chop it up
Oh
with
yeah,
you.
thank you, man. I really,
We
really
definitely
appreciate it. I
gotta
gotta
do
have you
this.
on my show one day, man. I need to have you on.
Yeah, I'm waiting, bro. I'm like, this is the second time you've been on my show. You know,
Yeah,
I
I know one
I
time
took
I
a shower.
messaged you like a last minute thing to try to come on my show, and it is what it is. You know, I do a lot of last minute stuff, and a lot of times when I have my guests on, it's never planned. You know, 4 or 5 days ahead of time. It's usually planned like 1 or 2 days ahead of time. You know, it's sometimes I literally have guests on, and I didn't know they were going to be my guests until a freaking hour before we popped on the show. So, you know, as funny as that sounds, so it's just, you know, sometimes my guests just come on whenever. Thank you, Brent Berkland. Appreciate it, man.
And people
And
are
everybody in the chat, I appreciate all the good comments. Some of you guys don't know who I am, but maybe now you do. So wipe
yes,
your feet before you leave, guys. Hey.
and follow my boy. Again, follow him. 49er minded. Easily to find. So make sure you guys follow him. So everybody, once again, thank you so much. Appreciate you guys. God bless. Have a wonderful, wonderful night, and we'll see you on the next show. Peace. Niners forever,
Peace.
baby.